that the firm now employed over 1 million people, but he was quick to add, "In the future, we will add 1 million robotic workers." If that goal is realized, it will mean, of course, that some hundreds of thousands of human workers will never get hired, a loss of jobs for the local economy. But at the level of the individual worker, it might feel like less of a loss, because the particular tasks that are being taken away are generally not cherished. In Amazon's gargantuan warehouses, for example, it's tough for workers to pick and pack customer orders if they have to do the running from one end of the building to another. So tough that journalists working there undercover have published scathing articles about the inhuman demands placed on them. So now the company uses Kiva Systems, now Amazon Robotics, robots to bring shelves to the workers, allowing humans, who still have strong advantages in spotting the specific items and packing them appropriately, to stay in one place. Does it make the job easier? Without a doubt. Does it mean Amazon needs fewer people to fulfill a given number of orders? You bet. The second era of automation followed workers to the higher ground they'd headed for when machines took the grunt work. For the most part, this wasn't the realm of the dirty and dangerous anymore. It was the domain of dull. Think, for example, of the 1960s-era secretary toiling away in a typing pool, translating scribbled or spoken words into neat memos. Some might call this knowledge work, since it calls on brain rather than brawn, but it clearly stops short of decision-making. After computers were invented, it was easy territory for machines to make more productive. For some secretarial tasks, here's how far that process has gone. In the midst of working on this section, Tom was planning to meet a friend for coffee later in the week. The friend is an independent consultant, so it was slightly surprising to learn, by being CC'd on an email, that he employed an assistant, Amy. He wrote, "Hi, Amy. Would you please send an invite for Tom and me for Friday, 9/19 at 9:30 a.m. at High Rise Cafe in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We will be meeting in person. Thanks, Judah." Curiosity got the best of him. Tom looked up the company and Amy's email extension, at x.ai. It turns out x.ai is a company that uses natural language processing software to interpret text and schedule meetings via email. Amy, in other words, is automated. Meanwhile, other tools such as email and voicemail, word processing, online travel sites, and internet search applications have been chipping away the rest of what used to be a secretarial job. Era 2 automation doesn't only affect office workers. It washes across the entire services-based economy that arose after massive productivity gains wiped out jobs in agriculture, then manufacturing. Many modern jobs are transactional service jobs. That is, they feature people helping customers access what they need from complex business systems. But whether the customer is buying an airline ticket, ordering a meal, or making an appointment, these transactions are so routinized that they are simple to translate into code. You might well know someone, a bank teller, an airline reservations clerk, a call center representative, who lost his or her job to the new reality of computerized systems enabling self-service. At least you feel the absence of them when you contact a company and encounter a machine interface. Just as Era 1 of automation continues to play out, so does Era 2. There is still plenty of work currently performed by humans that could be more cheaply and capably performed by machines, increasingly smart ones in particular. Think, for example, of the loneliness of the long-distance trucker, a job, by the way, that didn't exist in the early industrialization era, but was created by technological progress. Human drivers are still kings of the road, but perhaps not for much longer. Tom recently asked a senior FedEx executive whether he thought that his company would switch anytime soon to self-driving trucks. His casual response, "Well, not on the local routes," is perhaps not what the drivers' union would want to hear. It occurs to us that every type of low-level service task the two of us did during our college summers could probably be done better today with automation. Tom's floor sweeping at a steel mill by a high-powered Roomba, for example, and Julia's retail clerking by a self-service kiosk. Even Tom's best days working at a service station might soon be surpassed by the robotic gas pumps undergoing regulatory testing now.